boss, I try and keep these two regulators,
Yeah, that's all right.
spiders and Tonto, in order to making sure they're not overdoing
And playing on.
the blade.
I'm spending too much money.
Yeah, that's probably what I can do.
So we're trying to make it, we're doing regulations of older bikes and the ones that are newer but they've got faults with, we try to take them off and give them a new regulation of life. This is Spanners on my right, take it over to Spanners, he'll tell you a bit more.
So throughout this series, what we're looking at how to make your lives easier. So we'll be showcasing a range of specialist tools. These tools will also demonstrate on actual vehicles with the faults that these tools are required for. And this will help you diagnose most home faults.
Yep, and on top of that as well, we'll also be looking at buying either a classic bike, car, even modern classics, dare I say like the Alfa Romeo. Okay, I agree with you, it's not a classic. Just so you can actually see what to look out for and how much fun can be had on these forgotten classics.
Something like this. People that are looking for your next motorbike, or even those who are starting out, during the series we'll be reviewing certain bikes that are on the market. We're going to start today with the 110 Honda Vision.
So here we have the Honda 110 Vision. Great little bike. This one's a 2012 model. Costs you around about £1,000 on the second-hand market, sometimes a little bit more, but you are paying for the brand. Honda is very good, very reliable. Said this one's got the 110cc engine and it's good for 55 miles an hour. It's on average between 70 to 80 miles to the gallon at that sort of speed, which is a great little town bike. Dodging in and out of traffic, you couldn't ask for more. Let's have a closer look at this bike. First thing you'll notice is there's no chain on it, and that's because the bike is a Veromatic. It's just a rev and go. You'll also notice it's got disc brakes, very efficient for its stopping and for the town work. Now, with every little machine like this, when you go to buy one, always check the numbers. The particular chassis number on this bike is located down here on the bottom rail. You'll also find them on the headstock and on little inspection panels, so always check these numbers against the logbook to make sure that the bike is genuine.
Tonto,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Why should I pay an extra £500-600 more to go for this bike over one of the cheap Chinese ones?
Because this one, being a Honda, has Honda's reliability. It's got, as I said, it's got the 110 engine and it's very, very efficient. So you got a lot more trouble-free miles with this as you will compared to Chinese bikes.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at the test ride now.
Thank you.
And the first thing you'll notice with the bike is it's so easy to start. Simply pull one of the brake levers in, press the button, and away she goes. Honda's reliability means not very often it doesn't want to start. Straight and easy around the roundabout there. Very lightweight bike, so easy to throw around. Not like the big Thunder Ace that we've got back at the garage. Just a nice little, it's literally designed to work in the town. So just come to the idea. And again, you'll notice that wait for traffic, see a nice little gap, pull straight out, up to speed, no problems, no hardship. Very easy to work in this sort of an environment. And I just thought even catching out the transit driver there, because you didn't expect them to be as nippy around there, just seeing a little scooter. This is one of the problems that you have with the scooters, is that car drivers expect you to be slow, not nippy. Nice long sweeper there, and you're going to see no drama, just nice and easy. As you can see, it's really designed for this sort of work. So if you're working in town and you've only got a few miles to get to work, doesn't matter if you ride a big bike like we do, this is a sort of machine really that even I would buy if I was working locally to get to work on, or just nip to the shops. It's so easy to operate and use. Just come up to the end here and we'll finish there.
Okay, so bikes like this Thunder Ace that I'm sitting on need a brain to tell the engine what to do, as with cars, and so we can read these computers. So we'll hand you over to Spanners, who's going to explain how this is done. Over to you, Spanners.
So today we're going to talk about the brains of your vehicle. So this is an ECU.
Okay, so what's ECU?
Well, what this does is it takes signals from the engine. So you've got signals that come in from your crank and your camshaft, and what that does is it tells the computer when to fire your spark plugs.
Alright, so essential to have one of those then?
Oh, definitely. A vehicle will not run without one of these. Not a modern day vehicle anyhow. Other features of these is it determines the fueling on the vehicle. So if you have a map fitted to your vehicle, what it will do is it will alternate the fuel and the air ratio mixtures. Now, what's really important with these things are that when you have a fault that occurs in your vehicle, these things will show up an engine management light on your dashboard, and those can be read via use of one of these.
So these are specialist tools then?
Yeah, I mean, you can get most of these on eBay. They range from anywhere between £10–15 all the way up to £2,000 to £3,000, depending on the kind of equipment that you want.
So can anybody use one of these?
Yeah, they're quite basic. What you do, you plug in and you have a menu. And on the most basic ones, you just have a menu. You click, scroll down, you read the faults, and it gives you the opportunity to clear the faults.
Oh, that's quite useful then.
Very much so. This should be the first port of call for finding faults on any modern classic vehicle.
So the garage, when they say that you've got to go to the garage to have these read, you don't need to do that then?
No, not necessarily. You can. Most garages won't do work on a vehicle without reading the faults themselves. However, this gives you the opportunity to be able to repair things that you can repair at home.
Okay. So what's the difference then? Because I notice you've got a few on there. What's the difference between them?
So this is the entry-level budget one. I think this was about £16 off eBay. This, like I said, will do your basics. It'll just read the faults, and it will also pull up live data such as your fueling ratios and bits and pieces. Then you've got your more specialist ones. So like this is a specific to Volkswagens. So this one will enable you to not only just access your ECU, your main ECU, but it'll actually allow you to access your ABS ECU and also your airbag ECU. So you can determine faults on any of those systems. Then you've got this one. Again, this one's for an Alfa Romeo and for Italian cars, so your Fiats and your Alfa Romeos. Basically does the same thing as these other two. And then you've got this. This is an Adelphi. This is a more specific one. This is used for fault finding on a multitude of vehicles across the range. This can also be used to program ECUs as well. So the difference in price actually does equate to the difference in what you can do with the unit.
Okay, so as Spanners has said, we've got varying different ECU readers. The one we're going to have a quick look at and show you setting up is this one, which is the Delphi. Now, this is the OBD 2-port socket, and this will plug into your car.
Can I ask you what's on the end of that?
Yeah, it's just a standard OBD 13-pin point. This one actually has a fancy little light, because most of the time the socket is in the dark. So this one will actually light up as a torch so you can get it plugged in.
That's brilliant.
Which is quite a clever little trick. This became standard on all vehicles from 1996. Bikes have a different type of code reader. They still use ABD, but it's different types of ports to manufacture, so it's a nightmare with those. But with cars, we've got standardisation. So we plug this into the car, and then we go to the screen. So we're going to set this now up for the car that we want, and the car is in question is a Peugeot. So we just select Peugeot. It's a, which one is it? Is this one?
207.
It's a 207. So we literally just select 207. The year is 2006.
7.
Or 2007, we were very close.
Diesel.
It's a diesel. And
It's a 1.4.
it's a 1.4. Now as you can see, we've got a varying degree of engine codes. And it gives you a hint with this. It's 1.4, so we know straight away that's the engine code we want, which is a EDC 16C3 code. You'll notice that the gearbox, manual and automatic transmission have come up in the same window. And that is because this particular car doesn't have a brain on the gearbox. Some of the cars will actually have a brain on the gearbox, and then so you can select either manual or automatic transmission. This is things like Tiptronic. This one has it, so it's just blanked off as one unit. So now we can then go into now and do live diagnostics feed. Okay, so as you can see, we've selected Peugeot 207, 2007 year, diesel, 1400. So now we've selected that, we can then ask the computer to run a diagnostics. So now it's talking to the car to check the car. So it comes up there, and just to give us basic protocol, the ignition's on, so we just turn the ignition on, start the measuring, and we should hopefully then have some results. So it's just looking at the car now, talking to the computer. Okay, so it's made communication. Okay, so here we go. So now we can have a look at the fault codes. So here we have the fault codes listed on the main system now. These codes here are what the cheaper ones will give you. They won't actually tell you exactly what that code is. You'll be then have to supply the code into something like Google search and come up with that code. Whereas here on the more expensive systems, it tells you exactly what the code is. So as you can see on this car, there's a problem with the EGR valve. So we'll need to take the EGR valve and give it a good clean. You can buy several solutions which can help clean the EGR valve rather than replace it, which is a costly expense. So if you wanted then, once that's done, clear it, you can go on to that one. As you can see, fault codes will be erased, caution, so it's warning you. So we can say, okay, clear the fault codes, please wait, no fault codes recorded. And so when you go back to there's no fault codes listed. Okay, so you've just seen me use the Delphi system on the car. So what we'll do now is we'll show you the cheaper end of budget. So hand you over to Spanners.
This is one of the budget readers. This was purchased from a local selling site. As you can see, it does a multitude of vehicles. We're going to show you today what this will do. The vehicle that I'm reading today is an Alfa Romeo. So we select Alfa Romeo and we select New Scan. It will give us options such as read DTCs, erase DTCs, live data, freeze frame, mill status and IM readiness.
So what's DTCs?
It's the errors that are stored in the vehicle.
Oh, right, okay.
So what we do is select read DTCs and there's no faults in this. So there's currently no faults stored in this vehicle. So I'm going to fire the engine up and we're going to look at the live data. So we go back a screen and then we go down to live data. One of the benefits of using this is if you have a problem in your fault finding, sometimes these figures can give you the solutions to the problems that you're looking at. So we can look at things like the coolant temperature, whether the fuel system 1 or 2 is open or closed. It tells us the engine speed, how fast the vehicle's going, the spark advance, and what the tolerance is on the MAF are. It tells you there the throttle position sensor, so you know your percentages on that. and that'll do.
Okay, so what sort of money would that sort of one cost you?
Off the top of my head, these you can pick one like this up for anywhere between £20–30.
Okay, so you're telling me then this is really important to have one of these things?
Absolutely crucial, Tonto, because without one of these, you can't determine the faults on a modern classic vehicle, because there's so many different things that it could possibly be. This will help you narrow it down.
So why not just go to the garage rather than buy one of them and get the garage to do it for you?
Well, I mean, you can pay £55 to £100 an hour.
Hang on. So you're telling me a garage will charge you £50 to £100 to have the code read, printed out,
at a minimum,
and be none the wiser, or you can spend 30 quid, buy something a bit more high tech than that one,
yes.
but buy something like that for £30, use it as many times as you want, and learn more about your vehicle than that one-time payoff.
Not just that, Tonto, but apart from that, this can give you peace of mind.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Really?
It really is.
Yeah. So there we go. Top tip of this season: if you've got a car with an OBD socket, go on any of the auction sites, pick yourself up a code reader relevant to your car, give yourself peace of mind and easy use. What do you reckon?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The Pop's Garage tip if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, there we go. So I reckon, you know what they reckon to call this for? I reckon it's time for the whole team to come in. What are you lot? Come over here. So thank you for watching the show, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. We've got lots more coming up for you in the new year, so do stay tuned.
We'll be looking at some of the projects that we got ongoing, as well as some of the restorations, and
Well, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
So from all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas!